Well, looking forward to the nightcap at Del Mar on Saturday. It sees a field of 11 on the grass in the Grade 2 Del Mar Handicap. It doubles as a win, and you're in race for the Breeders Cup Turf. Andrew Brown and Scott Shapiro with you to try and find a winner. And Shap, I'm not sure if any of these are going to trouble Euros such as Yabir, Mishrif and Verdini come Keeneland in November, but this looks to be an extremely competitive affair and one of the best betting races on what's going to be a terrific day at Del Mar on Saturday.
Without question, super excited for the Pacific Classic Day card. I would agree with your sentiments about these horses not really being major players come November for the Breeders' Cup, taking on those Euros and whatnot. But a very competitive race, several ways to go. And I think perhaps the biggest storyline in this year's Del Mar Handicap is Phil D'Amato. He has 4 runners in here. He's won 6 of the last 8 renditions of this event. And Charlie Whittingham, one of the all-time greats, has won 7. So D'Amato, who's done very, very good work, of course, with all sorts of runners, but especially horses going 2 turns on the turf, has a chance to make history, Brownie.
Yeah, awesome stuff. And heading into week 7, he's just won off the lead for the trainers title too. So he'll be looking to, make an impact this weekend before we head into the final week. Let's talk about his runners, Shap. How do you assess his chances here, D'Amato, with his 4 contenders?
I think he's got a pretty big chance in here. I mean, Master of Foxhounds, who makes his second start of the meet after a duel early and a tiring effort late in the Eddie Reed, could be loose on the lead in this one, unlikely to take the same heat he did on July 31st. Then you have Red King, who's coming off a bit of a freshening after a heads defeat in the San Juan Capistrano at 1 3/4 miles. You've got Greg Dar, who had a perfect trip last time out on July 24th. And you have a horse that he beat in Gold Phoenix, who was a horse that I think has a bigger chance than maybe others will in here. And in fact, that's the horse I landed on, Brownie. I see some speed in here, tactical speed, but I don't see a lot. And while Gold Phoenix last time out was well off the early pace under a little bit of an under-aggressive ride by Kyle Frey, I think he's going to be much more up close to the pace in here. 3rd off the bench. And that man that we haven't seen much of in Southern California this summer, but we have in the past, Flavian Pratt is aboard, and we know Pratt very much often has his horses in the right spot, Brownie.
Yeah, and it could be a very big afternoon for Flavian Pratt too, of course, on Flightline in the race before this one that we're discussing. Handicap conditions, of course, here, Shap, and Tiz Magician carries equal top weight. Mike Smith rides for Richard Mandela. Tiz has had one unsuccessful start on the grass a long time ago, so some question marks for him. What are your thoughts?
I'm against Tiz the Magician. First off, no disrespect to my racehorse, but these are the kinds of horses that always take more money than they should, especially in the win pool. They're the my racehorse owners and whatnot. They like to support their horses at the window, and that usually results in underlaid prices. And that effort in the Cougar the second was a very underwhelming one. I know he was beaten just a length, but on paper, he looked like a standout. And he was on the lead that day and really did not have much when asked in the lane at 4 to 5. I don't think the running line does it justice. He was soundly beaten that day by Haywood's Beach. And I think if he was really thriving at this point, he wouldn't be trying the turf for the first time in a while. In fact, he's only tried the turf once. I think he'd be in the Pacific Classic.
All right, well, I'm going to go with Masterpiece, Shap, so I'm interested in your opinion on him as well. I thought he overcame a bit of a challenging trip to win the Grade 2 Eddie Reed Stakes last time out. He was second in this race last year, so seems to appreciate the surface. I think he can go better this year. Do you have Masterpiece in your numbers?
Well, I have a lot of respect for Michael McCarthy, the trainer, Whitey, very, very good horseman. And you said it, this 6-year-old Ridgeling has really thrived here at Del Mar with a win in a second. He had the big win last year. He had the big runner-up effort last year in the Del Mar Handicap. I won't tell you that I needed him to close out the pick 5 that day, but I did. Astronaut, a one-time winner, was able to get the best of him. I did think he had things his way, though, last time out in the Eddie Reed. The trip was okay. I thought it was actually a very good ride by Abel Cedillo, and this pace was hot. We talked about Master of Foxhounds, who came out of that race dueling early with Beyond Brilliant, setting it up for runners from off the pace. But it was really good effort, despite having things his way with a favorable race shape. So he will be amongst those I will be including in looking to close out the late horizontals.
And I won't tell you that I had Astronaut in my pick 6 last year, but had wiped on leg 2 or 3, I think.
We should have tagged up. We would have had it. Should have had it.
We should have. We've got a TwinSpires promotion on this particular race on Saturday. It's Exacta Insurance. Check out the website for all of the details there. Selected races at Del Mar on Saturday, including this one. Shap, as always, thanks again for all of your insights. And if you're watching, Shap selections for every single race at Del Mar are available on the TwinSpires app. Good luck with all your bets at what should be an incredible day here at the Seaside Oval on Saturday.